Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. This is the Frugal Cottage, where we talk all things money to help you on your financial journey. My name is Nicola, and if you're new here then welcome. It's nice to see you, and if you're not new here then welcome back and thanks for joining me again today. Now today's video is all about my budget for October. Don't forget to like and subscribe and let's get started. So I am using my trusty budget planner for my budget for the month of October. This is available in my Etsy store, which I will leave a link below to if you want to check that out. This is going to be the third month of me using this planner, and honestly I absolutely love it. I wish I'd done the physical version sooner, but there you go. And as always, you need to find which version of a budget works for you. For me, it's pen and paper. The act of writing things down really kind of helps me to stay focused and stay on track. You need to find out what works for you, whether that's a budget planner like this one, a spreadsheet, an app, whichever one works for you. But this is the one that works for me, and this is my October budget. So as always, I'm going to show you the variable expense categories that we use, what we spend in, what our savings aims are, and what we are looking at in terms of overall. Now, because it's October and I have lots of bits of stationery, I've just added a bit of washi tape there to make it look a bit more autumnal. I do tend to use stickers throughout the weeks, if you can see that. I'll link below to my favourite sticker shop. I really like it, but there we go. So this is October. I'll just get back to the thing. So October, so month 3 in my budget planner is October. So the aims for the month, these are generally the same every month. So if you've watched my budget with me videos before, you'll know what these are. So I am aiming for £185 mortgage overpayment, £700 into investments, and my other one for this month is begin Christmas shopping, and I'll talk about that in a second. Christmas shopping. And my no spend day for the month is going to be 20, always is. So I've put begin Christmas shopping as one of my aims for the month. I want to start thinking about that. I think for most people we're going to have to post presents this year rather than see them, which is a bit of a shame, but I suppose that's how the rest of the year's gone, so why should Christmas be any different? And also, I want to shop small this Christmas. I've got a blog post about shopping small, which I'll leave a link below too. It's an older blog post, but it absolutely still applies, even more so this year. So like places like the bigger companies don't need your money as much as those smaller independent shops who are really struggling by this point. So one-off expenses, there aren't any, I suppose. But Christmas shopping is going to start this month, so whether that would be in there or not, I don't know. I don't feel like it should be, but I do want to get that started. So £185 mortgage payment, £700 in investments, and begin Christmas shopping, and my no spend day aim is £20. So we will start with the budget with our variable expenses. So there's a place for income. I tend to actually, and this is probably the wrong way around for this, I tend to fill the income bit in at the end of a month. Because we're paid different times, so I'm paid monthly, my husband is paid weekly, we also get different income from other things. During the month I kind of tend to use last month's figures as a kind of a starting point and then kind of add it up all at the end. If that makes any sense at all, it probably doesn't. So as per usual, I'm going to talk about our variable expenses. So at the moment there are 4 categories. So for us there is food, petrol, miscellaneous, and children, and these don't tend to change at all during the month. So in food, I'm going to stick to £280 for food. Petrol stays, I'm going to stick that at 120. We are creeping up a bit in petrol. Miscellaneous is 100 and children is 100. These don't tend to change at all. Miscellaneous is sometimes 150, but I'm trying to scale that back a bit. October, November, December are some of the most expensive months, so I do have to be wary of how much kind of everything else is costing us, I suppose. So it's just being a bit more mindful about where our everyday budget ends up sitting, if that makes sense. Food, £280, so it's been £300 for a while, but last month I decided to reduce it, so I'm going to keep it the same as that. I feel okay with that. Petrol seems to be slightly more back to normal, but slightly less at the same time. As long as I keep walking places instead of using the car where I can, that'd be good. And then children always get £100 in their budget. That doesn't tend to change from month to month. Now, sinking funds, I've talked about Christmas and shopping for Christmas presents this month, and the very small amount that I have in our Christmas sinking fund will go towards those. I don't think at this stage I'm going to aim to put anything in any of them. I think that this month's budget particularly might be quite tight, so we'll see how that goes in terms of adding anything extra. I suppose that depends on how much I can make in my side hustles during October. It seems to kind of, some months are really good and then other months are really quiet in comparison. It's not consistent in the slightest, so I don't rely on that ever for our budget. So leaving that blank, we thankfully don't have any debt repayments in there. And then here, so investments and savings. So investments, oh, I can't spell today, is £700. Overpayment is £185. And that is it for the variable and the investment. So this would be zero, this would be zero. One of these days I'll run through our entire budget so you can see just how much we budget for our entire income as a household. We've got a fairly low joint income, apparently. I guess it depends where you prioritise. But that's our budget in terms of the variable expenses and investment / savings. So bills tracker, this month I might actually fill this in for a change. I actually have like a document saved on my computer that lists all of our direct debits and standing orders, which essentially does the same thing as this bill tracker, so which is why it isn't here. Like I said, I'd quite like to put some things in sinking funds this month, but I don't think our budget will stretch to it this month. I don't, especially if I'm doing Christmas shopping, it probably won't, but we will see on that bit. So no spend day tracker, as always, is 20. I like to aim for 20 because it just feels like a good number. Like, it feels like the balance between spend days and no spend days in that sense is kind of tipped in a good way. The first kind of 3 weeks in October are usually quite quiet for us. The last week of October is half term, so we'll probably be well, I say that we'll probably be slightly busier, but actually I guess it depends how the world is looking by then, not to sound too over dramatic at that stage. You just don't know, do you? Nobody knows still, and it's really weird. That's the weird, strange, uncertain thing about this year, I think. I think when we get to the end of the year and look back, and you know, who knows what we might be by December the 31st, it's just going to be very weird to reflect on what has happened this year. Nobody could have predicted this at the start of the year, I am sure. No spend day tracker is 20, and obviously I can't fill in any of these yet. These are just the expense things for weeks. And then extra income, so this is if I sell anything on Facebook or eBay. I'll be honest, the last time, in fact, you know what, I can't even remember the last time I actually did that. And we have such a pile of stuff that I intend to list every time, and you know, you'll have heard me say that a million times in these videos. It just, if I ever get round to that, this is where that will go, and then I'll kind of divert that into the different places where necessary. We'll see. This doesn't include kind of side hustle income where I have to pay tax on. This is just, you know, you're selling old children's clothes on Facebook Marketplace, or you know, that kind of thing that doesn't require you to pay tax on anything. And then the last thing here is the savings aim. So when I say savings, this is what goes into our investment account. And that is £700. Again, that doesn't change. That is a fixed amount that we kind of treat as a bill in our budget, if you like. And I use the pay yourself first method, so when I get paid on payday, that goes out on the same day. It's not automatic, so I've not automated it. However, I am disciplined enough to log on and do that the same day. In fact, it's one of my favourite days of the month when I get paid and I can do all the little payday shuffles, and that includes that. So this, if I kind of show you September's, it's not coloured in either because I haven't done that yet either. If I show you, where are we? So here, look, in September it's not coloured in yet either because I just don't get around to it to the end of the month. So that is my budget For October, I can't believe I'm talking about the 10th month of the year already, but there you go. In some ways it'd be interesting to reflect on the impact on finances. So touch wood, our general finances, i.e. our income, was not impacted purely because we have like key worker jobs, so in the sense that they've just kept going regardless, and I'm very thankful for that. We'll see what the impact is at the end of the year and see, I mean, in terms of investments and dividend income, if you watch my dividend income updates, and I'll leave the latest one below, you'll know that that has not gone as well as predicted, but you know, there are definitely things to be grateful for at this time. So like I said, I'll leave a link below to this budget planner. Have you got your budget set up for the month ahead? Is there anything there that's surprising to you? Is there something that's going to get in your way? Let me know down below and we will find out together how the month of October goes. As always, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you again very soon.